The last crime comedy that I have watched was Good Girls on Netflix, and ever since then, I have been in search for a series in the similar genre. And finally, this week, I have finished watching Only Murders in the Building by Hulu Television Networks, and I must admit that this probably by far the best crime comedy of the year. Hello, fellas, and welcome to my channel, Shy. If you are a fan of crime, mystery, and comedy, then this series are totally meant for you. So let's be honest over here that these two genres, crime and comedy, even by themselves, are very hard to pull off. And when you think of combining these two, only Steve Martin and John Hoffman can create this magic together. And seriously, at this point, even I don't know whom I should give credit to. From the writing, direction, acting, editing, music, everything is on point. So let's talk about the plot. This man, he's a comedian, actor, writer, producer, director, comedian. Did I say comedian? Everything. This man's name is Steve Martin. Steve Martin plays one of the protagonists in the series. He plays the character of Charles Savage Hayden. He's a retired actor who is known for his drama in the 90s named Brazos. So there is this opening scene where Steve Martin is walking down the lane and he got recognized by this couple, and they tell them how their father liked him in the series and he is a very big fan of Brazos. So our character Charles, he asks if the couple wants a picture with him. And the couple says, yeah, of course, we do want a picture. They hand him over their phone and ask him to take their picture without him. Then enters our Mabel, played by Selena Gomez. It directly took me to my childhood days. I mean, she's a very good singer, but when it comes to acting, I can only relate with Wizards of Waverly Place. I mean, those were the golden days. So, our character Mabel is this mystery woman who doesn't really talk much. She has always her Beats headphones on, and she claims to be renovating her aunt's apartment. Now comes our third main character. His name is Oliver Putman, played by Martin Short. He is a Broadway director, a failed Broadway director who has lost all of his monies in one of her Broadway shows called Splash. Yes. And now he lives in his fantasy world. Now let me tell you about the plot of the series. So these three strangers who lives in the same building called Arconia, they actually meet and bond over their love for true crime. And when one of the fellow residents from the Arconia dies, they actually starts their own podcast over him. And as our Broadway director Oliver Putman, he becomes the director of the podcast. Introducing many other characters as moving forward, there are many guest appearances as well. Now these three characters also have their subplot lines. The directors and the writers have also explored their past so that we can actually connect with these characters. As Oliver has lost all of his money in a Broadway show, he also has problem with his son. On the other hand, Charles has issues with opening up to new people. In one of the recent interviews, actually Steve Martin has revealed that he got the idea of three old age men living in a same building and solving the crime mystery 10 years ago. One thing I have actually realized during the whole show that all these characters, two of them are always together. Either Mabel and Charles are together, Oliver or Charles. I mean, in the storyline, not on the frame. Now, some of the episodes are not really hard-faced comedy, but it always keeps you hooked to the story because there are always revelations of this mystery going on. If they take you away a little bit from the comedy, they are pushing you hard towards the crime part so that you won't feel detached all of a sudden. When, as an audience, you can already predict who could be the criminal, then it kind of becomes offsetting. Now let's talk about the one thing that I didn't like about the series is that you don't feel attached to the victim. When a person dies, you feel sympathetic towards him, right? Because the story doesn't tell you much about him. There's no backstory attached as powerful as it should have been. Apart from this one of the episodes, if anybody you knew and they have already watched Only Murders in the Building, they know which episode I am talking about. This particular episode, The Boy from 6B, has been directed by Sherian Davis, and at the end of the very 10th episode, our writers will leave you with a cliffhanger with another mystery, another crime for season 2. If you want to spend a good time with your family, all the episodes are even less than 30 minutes. It is a right choice for a good evening. Do share it with your friends and family and ask them to subscribe to my channel. Until we meet next week. Ciao.